I'm not recording, I promise. Well, you're already recording. Log out and reboot my computer and come back. Can I do that?
Yeah,
Okay.
you do that.
All right.
Primarily Critical.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Primarily Critical. If movies at an after party, this would be it.
If you have not seen this film, we suggest that you do so before listening any further.
Because we have spoilers, trivia, and opinions like crazy, and we can't wait to share them.
Good, bad, new, old, weird, or gross.
We pass judgment on them all.
Today, I think we would all be a lot better off if bats and pigs did not have sex. My name is Steve. I'm here with
John
and
Bill.
All right. Today we're talking about Contagion.
Yes.
And you may have noticed we've changed up our filming style. We're in quarantine. Yeah. We're filming quarantine style. The experts in our area are still telling us to stay home.
It's a pandemic, man.
That's right.
What are you gonna do?
Appropriately, during a pandemic, we are covering Contagion.
Yeah, and I'd say
yes.
this is the best movie about a pandemic I've seen. So
it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I got my criticisms. I want to back up though about the bat and the pig having sex.
Yes.
There was no bat and sex in this movie. That's not how this happened.
No.
Oh, okay.
That's fake news.
No, but if they did,
yeah,
it would be bad.
That's true. That's fair. That's fair. I'm not sure how that would go down.
Impossibility.
Well, okay. In the end of the movie, spoiler alert. A bat drops some food into the pig pen, and some hogs eat it up, and then the pig goes to the butcher shop.
I loved how they booked to end the movie with the intro was quick, and they set up the movie with music like a beat. A pulse, and at the end of it, the same thing. They wrap it up, and they do the same thing on the outro. It's quick, it's good, great.
I made a note on the music, man. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's got a
makes your heart go.
Yeah, it's like it got an intensity to it, right? And a certain pulse about how serious this thing is, right?
Mm-hmm.
I need to be drunker for this. Okay, I'm gonna go right into some criticisms that. Okay. Oh no, I did think it was a good movie, so I don't want to say that. I just all these. It's a pretty star-studded cast here. You got a great cast here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
great.
You know me. What do I always say about movies? Great characters make great movies, right?
Yes.
And I didn't really feel that any character in this. I felt this was character thin in that it was spread too thin. There's too many characters, and we didn't really follow anyone's story. Get into a story that was significant for any one of these characters.
Well, I disagree.
Okay.
I would say Matt Damon's character got pretty well developed, and so did the couple of guys at the CDC guys.
Okay.
Yeah, and I would agree that there were some kind of windy storylines that didn't need to be in there. To maybe could have focused in more on the boots on the ground kind of attitude, but like the whole kidnapping scenario.
Yeah. Well, and Kate Winslet. I mean, I felt like it was kind of like you're following her story, and she just gets sick and dies, and that's kind of her story.
That was important to stress out, like
sure.
we're not like Gwyneth Paltrow's character dies within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
True.
And
Yeah.
it sets the tone. It's like, yeah, we'll kill anybody here. It's serious, right?
True, but her character played that for that purpose, right? But they started developing Kate Winslet's character like you would think there was going to go somewhere with it. Like there's going to be something more to it than there was. That's all I'm saying. It just seemed to you developed it. You started down a pathway that I was kind of like thinking something happened with her, something maybe more political, maybe more, something.
Steve? What do you think, Steve?
Well, they wanted to walk this line between a documentary and a dramatized film, right? It was like the camera work was all documentary. I felt very, but there was no narrator, and there were characters that you were supposed to like and fall in love with and watch die. It was like heart wrenching when that poor kid died. Yeah.
Very expensive. Very.
But I mean, the first person we meet, we find out she's a cheater, and and that was tough.
Yeah. And there's another thing. Okay, so you're saying that what's this? Matt Damon's character was we were following his story. Yet, so we find out that his wife is cheated with this John Neal guy.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yet we don't even get to see John Neal at all. He doesn't. He gets brought into the movie, brought in by dialogue, and we don't get. There's no follow up. We never see him. Nothing like. I would have wanted if it was a Matt Damon focused as our main character guy, I would have liked to see more of that story.
But they briefly show the guy in Chicago. He's on a stretcher and he's infected.
And you think is that John Neal? Are we supposed to assume that's John Neal?
Yeah, that's him.
Oh, that's him. Okay.
But I hear what you're saying. They really do quick jobs on certain things in this movie, right? I kind of wish they would have focused more on the boots on the ground in America, like, and not try to scatter the storyline a bit. But I mean, I think they did a good job of pulling it off, right?
Yeah.
They kind of jump around, like they go high up in major government decisions, and then they also jump down into dudes dying on the bus, and the garbage not getting picked up and all that stuff.
Yeah.
It's documentary style where it's snapshots of what would be happening in the world,
Yeah, it's a huge movie to try to tackle, and I thought they did a good job. And it's scary how much it's like what we're experiencing right now, but we're experiencing it on a really lower level. This movie Contagion is like amped up like 100% or whatever.
The lethality of this virus, I guess they call it a MERV-1. Is like up in 30% or 35%.
The mortality rate was 30% for this, where ours is what, 3 or something like that.
Yes, like 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah, and I checked stats. They said like 26 million people die. I don't know if that was by the end of it, but it's like 1 in 12 people are affected. So it's pretty damn serious, and it moves quick, right?
Yeah, well, so does ours. So does what I want to say ours, but what's it called? Oh yeah, COVID-19.
Aren't you drinking Corona beer right now? I thought you might have the reminder. You were like, "What's it called again?" It's right in front of you. But no,
I didn't do that on purpose. My dad brought over a case of beer. It happened to be this.
That's a wonderful dad. It brings you beer,
That is.
Well, he had it over so he and I could drink it, and then he just left the leftovers. It's still a good move, classy move.
Sure.
Yeah.
Unless he drank like 11 out of the dozen, and you've got 1 beer left. I mean, that's not so classy. But
well, if he did, I'm not going to out him. Thanks, Dad. I'll take the beer.
Sure. Okay, so back to the movie.
I'll say this. So by day 135, the first person I think is vaccinated, or the vaccine given to the people.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get that? So because and at the very end of the movie they say day one. So day one, I mean day two opened the movie, and so it takes like it's a very tight like timeline, right? It's like wow, I don't
It's
think
true.
that would be reality.
No, and we're finding out that isn't the reality. That's one
No.
of the things I found interesting when I watched this movie is that, yeah, they did it. They didn't say like, oh, America came along and saved the day in this movie. They actually did a pretty good job of not doing that. But at
Yeah,
the same time, they talked about the trials of a vaccine in this movie, but then she just Billy
yeah,
just circumvented that by taking a shot in her leg or something on her own, and it's kind of like she just magically bypassed all these things by doing that, which I think
yeah,
is a bit of a fairy tale. That's not really how things would work.
yeah.
Just because
That
one
that
person shot it in, not how
that
it
is
works.
that is the weakest point in the movie, I think, because that's not reality, and
No, not at all.
it's kind of like Hollywood. It's a Hollywood move, right?
Well, even
But
in the context of the movie, Matt Damon is immune, right? So
Yeah,
if she did the shot, they still wouldn't know whether they had a cure or not because she might be immune.
she might be immune. That's right. Yeah.
That's correct.
yeah, that's a good point, Steve. And the other thing too is like the movie doesn't clarify to me is everybody that gets it is a deader, is a goner. That's not the COVID experience, right? That
No. Well, there's 30%. 30% of the people will die. That's the
Yeah.
mortality rate of the disease. So
Yeah.
the movie felt like everybody got it died. It's
yeah,
but
certainly the ones we saw. Yes.
it's a dramatic effect, right? They're bringing dramatic
Sure.
effect.
You look a little lost there, John.
Oh yeah. Well, I was for my Popeye candies. I just.
Well, yeah, you got to have your Popeye candies.
That's right.
Well, okay, I was gonna bring up something. There's a certain amount of romance in the idea of being able to travel the world easily and visit exotic places,
There is.
right?
Yes.
And that's the real problem with these,
Yeah.
because it can just jump anywhere it wants in the entire world because it's because of all the global travel.
It's true.
No.
Don't you think we should learn something from this? That like day one, because we were reading about this stuff going on in China quite some time before they even thought about shutting down airports.
Yeah.
Don't you think going forward that things will be different? Pandemic 2, 2.0 is going to be different. It's that they start hearing something breaking out, all airports are down, just like boom. And if you're on vacation, too fucking bad. You're stuck there.
Maybe.
That's hard work. Yeah.
I could see this happening.
Totally. I mean, we should learn from this phase one, right? Because I believe there will be a phase two to our situation.
Sure.
And let's talk about the vaccine situation. Vaccines are not 100% accurate.
Elaborate, please. 100% accurate. Phil, have we lost Phil?
We may have lost Phil. I don't.
He leaves us with a statement like that.
I'm a fan of vaccines.
I'm a fan of vaccines too.
I think it's wonderful in principle and in theory too.
Yes.
Oh, he's gone.
He's gone now.
Maybe he'll come back.
Let's hope. Yeah. Okay. I got something to talk about.
Okay.
It would be nice to have Phil's in, but hopefully he comes back. Oh, well, look at that. Ask and thou shalt receive. Phil, you there? Okay. We'll start without him.
Fire away, John.
Jude Law.
Yes.
Jude Law. Okay, was it just me, or is there something going on with his teeth there? Do they deliberately give him bad front teeth?
I thought you were going to say something about his conspiracy theorist character.
There is that. I was going to get to that.
Okay,
But
got it.
there's, it's like, I was like, that's Jude Law, right? But Jude Law has wonderful, perfect teeth. This guy, why did they think that was important to give him that scummy kind of appearance? Like he's a shady kind of character. Is that why they did that to his teeth?
I don't know. I don't know.
Hello.
I guess hey man.
Hey man, welcome back.
I don't know what happened, man. That's weird.
I think you're drinking too much.
Sure. If that makes this okay. Yeah, I hear you about the teeth, Jude Law teeth.
You know, you should put the beer down, man.
Yeah.
You can't see me. You don't know. You can't judge.
No, I can't see you.
Okay. Jude Law, okay. Why I was just saying to ask this, Steve.
Yes.
Now, did you notice that Jude Law's teeth were filled? You guys did notice this, right?
Yes. I think maybe that's a nod to the fact that people view the press or the paparazzi type people as ugly, or maybe.
Well, that's
I don't
what I'm
know.
saying. What was the reasoning behind that? Is that to make him look like a more shifty? What, like people bad teeth are what?
Yeah.
What are they saying?
No.
Teeth are not perfect. So what are they saying here? You know?
What are they saying?
I agree. It's a weird thing. That was a weird thing. But since we're on the Jude Law character, his name is Ellen, I think. I loved his. How did he get hold of that crazy spacesuit kind of plastic suit?
Well, yeah, I know, right?
Where did he get the suit?
Well, then this is good point. This is another thing we've learned in a pandemic ourselves. Stuff like that is absolutely unavailable. So how he got one, I don't know. You know?
Yeah, he's cruising around. Learned that he's not that he's immune. He has this idea that that drug or whatever would work.
Pasithia?
Yeah, exactly.
Something like that.
It turns out he just didn't have it the whole time through because he was walking around in that crazy spacesuit there.
Yeah, he never had it to begin with.
Yeah,
we're not really informed as to whether he knew he didn't have it or not.
No, but I think
we don't know. This is the question: did he have it or did he not? Because
he didn't have it.
Well, but you're going based on the fact that the guy, he goes, when they do him a test later in the movie, they say, well, you didn't have the antibodies, so you never had it. He says, of course, that's what your test would show. So he's saying that they're fucking him over at that point. So really, it's what leaves the CDC guy, or you believe Jude Law. One of the two is definitely lying. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. His character's supposed to be that guy that is like the or the guy that's questioning things, right?
Right. And so
sure.
I mean, I think they wanted to portray him as the fake news that's capitalizing, making money, and he's not doing any good. I think that's what they're going for.
And and apparently he did, right? At the end, they said he capitalized on the whatever. But
one could argue that he was always telling the truth, and it was CDC that was the liar. That guy at the CDC was a liar, you know?
But that's part of the whole thing, right? Like misinformation is going to be flying around. There's tinfoil hatters. There's going to be all sorts of crap going on, and we're seeing that with our pandemic right now, right?
Yeah.
We're seeing all sorts of weird.
At the end of the movie, Jude Law is peddling the idea that vaccines are bad.
Yeah.
And I think at that point we're supposed to draw the conclusion that he doesn't have the people's best interests at heart.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, you're right. That's a good point. I think yeah. He's making out there to make a buck.
Yeah, but what happens at the end? He's videotaping with his camera the troops or something. Like, what was he trying to do there at the end? I didn't get that.
I don't even know what you're talking about. See,
at the very
I don't
end,
remember.
He gets released from his. He's arrested, and he goes filming the ongoings of the vaccination stuff.
Okay.
I don't understand what his angle is there, because the vaccine is kind of like it works, right? It's the movie, right? So I don't get that end with his character anyway.
Yeah, I don't know what to say about that because I actually don't even remember that. So my memory's good for 5 hours. So there's stuff it starts fading after that. So certain things are gone.
Now, do you appreciate Garbage Men more after watching this movie?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I mean, that just shows that how quickly a city becomes a dump. Like, wow.
Well, yeah, this shit really, really fell apart in this. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We're holding it together way better.
Yeah.
Well, but that was really extreme. Their situation's extreme.
Extreme, way worse than what we're dealing with right now. Way worse.
But I think it had to be for a movie context. It had to push
Sure.
quick.
I agree.
Boring.
Yeah, our movie. Really, the movie about the what we're going through right now. I think the main star of it would probably be Donald Trump, which would not be the most exciting movie. I mean,
no.
No.
Yeah.
It'd be a terrible movie.
It'd be a terrible movie.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, we could get into Donald Trump, but I really think that might be a mistake.
Focus on the movie. There's, I got a few more things to say about it.
All right.
Let me see here. The speed of the scene, she tested on herself. It works, and then they had that system of your birth date vaccine. Get it right?
Right.
They have a lottery or something.
Man, I wonder how that would work for us when it comes around that we get a vaccine. That's going to be interesting, right?
Well, us as workers, I think we'll be ahead of everybody.
You would think
the general public. Yeah.
It might be the idea. People might not be clamoring at that point.
Yeah, I think the older should get it, ahead of the young.
Absolutely.
That was one of my, because we know that about our situation. In the Contagion movie, it seemed like the board everybody could get it and die. There was no
And in which case, there's logic to saying the elderly they should get it last in that situation because they've already lived their lives and they're closer to death.
Oh, you're gonna go that way.
You know what? Just strike
that.
Strike that. I'm sorry.
I think the people with the highest IQ should get it first.
Oh, whoa!
You're going into another movie. You're going.
There's a lot of bad decisions to be made there. I'm kind of highlighting that.
You are. You're being sarcastic.
It's all off the record, right?
Oh yes. Oh. Well, should we trivia?
Sure. Why not?
Could spark some extra conversations.
It could.
To promote this film, Warner Brothers Pictures Canada built giant petri dishes treated with bacteria and fungi and sent them to Toronto and set them in a Toronto storefront window. Over several days, the bacteria and fungi specimens grew to spell out the name of the film and form biohazard symbols. How fun is that?
That is very exciting stuff.
Super fun. I can't see your face, John.
Oh, yeah. Sorry. Yep.
Wow.
Interesting stuff.
Did this release in Toronto? I think it might have.
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Well, it says the country's United States. Well, obviously, the movie takes place in the United States.
Yeah.
But that's plausible. Toronto's got one of the biggest international film things going. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Who wants to take the next one?
I'll take the next one.
Okay.
Consultant Dr. Ian Lipkin, professor of epidemiology at Columbia University's Mailman School of Public Health, said that the virus in the film is one that he created. He based it on some trials of the Nipah virus from Malaysia in the late 1990s, which spread from pigs to farmers.
Yeah.
Now, how did it spread
Yeah.
from pigs to farmers?
Uh,
I know what you're all thinking.
Sex?
I wasn't going to say it.
Right.
I
Well,
don't know.
it's, he ate some raw meat or whatever. He started licking pigs.
Yeah,
Um,
those silly farmers licking
those
their pigs.
crazy farmers.
wow. So, okay, I'll make a quick point. I recently watched Outbreak, which is another movie about a
Yeah,
pandemic, but that was a bioengineered weapon. We learned at the end of the movie, right? You guys remember that movie? Um,
I do.
yeah. So this movie
Vaguely.
is not a bioengineered one. It's just it went from a bat to a pig to a human, right? That's the chain of or through fruit from a bat to a pig to a human.
Yeah, it just happened.
yes.
The
So,
wrong pet, or sorry, the wrong bat
yeah.
met the wrong pig. And
Is the question here is that we shouldn't eat meat? That's crazy. Scary. It's
Well,
getting us
it's true.
it's getting us into a lot of trouble, it
It
seems.
is getting us in lots of trouble. Yeah, I mean, and we could go on if you really wanted to have the meat discussion. There, like MRSA, all this, we can take that right back to meat as well.
Well, it's scary. And right now, certain because of the COVID, certain plants are shut down. So supply of meat is hard, right? So wow, it's scary because we have to rethink how we do things going forward.
I couldn't agree more. Because there's going to be a lot of changes. A lot of
Oh,
changes. I'm probably not going to give up meat entirely, but if there's a shortage, then I guess I'll just have to eat less of it.
yeah.
And
Well, yeah, but it's
and
going to be a situation where we to figure out how we do things properly without, contaminating.
yeah.
And if it's true that China has these wet markets where the exotic animals are being served, it's got to stop, right?
Well, I don't know if we're in a position to tell them that.
Exactly.
But
Exactly.
they do have these crazy markets that have all these really exotic animals and meats and stuff being served, and
Yeah.
it's just maybe standard practices have to change considerably.
Well, yeah, and let's
It's
not be too hard on China. I mean, North Americans used to drag the ocean and literally take every living thing out of the oceans and put it in one big piled mess at the and boats and stuff, and be so there was a huge potential for lots of animal-borne bacteria, viruses, and stuff to happen in that scenario too. It's so we're not immune from it too, and really North American factory farms are disgusting. I talked to a government vet. 20 years ago now, and he
Yeah.
quit being a government vet because he said there's going to be so many animal-borne illnesses coming out from the. This is the time with listeria, if you guys remember that. And he said the places that are going on these factory farms is just ripe for an outbreak. And
yeah.
that was 20 years ago. So he was calling it back then. So we're doing disgusting stuff. And H1N1 that was born out of factory farms here in North America. It could have been worse. We just got lucky with that one. That's all.
You know how
Well,
you said pandemic 2.0 or something like that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're on like 2000 at this point. But right now, everything's changing very, very quickly.
Yeah, yeah,
We're in the information age, and just the world is changing so fast.
it's true. Yeah.
all right, I'll take the next trivia here.
All
We'll
right.
move on. The COVID-19 outbreak in spring 2020 sparked a renewed interest in this film, sending it to the top of iTunes rental charts. Yeah,
I rented this on iTunes.
yeah. It's
Really,
it's on
you
everything now. It's on Netflix. It was on Amazon Prime. This is
watched the
good.
Steve before before it was chosen for primarily critical, or you
No.
just got it on iTunes just because we were doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah.
What about you?
No, I did not watch this before. We did watch Outbreak though, because of what's going on. We just there's the example what I was talking about, that the characters are much more developed and there's much more of a story going on compared to this movie.
Outbreak.
Yes.
Yeah, but they keep the cast tight to the core tight.
Yeah, that's
Cast.
what I'm saying. It wasn't cast. It wasn't spread thin. You know, it wasn't.
Yeah. And plus, keep the whole pandemic to a town, basically, right? A little
Yeah,
town. So
true.
they.
And I'm not saying it was a better movie. I thought this was probably Contagion was actually a better movie. I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a better. Contagion's more realistic, and Outbreak's kind of like more of a Hollywood action movie or something. So, yeah, that's my opinion.
I need to get cosmetic surgery so my ears can hold in earbuds. You know.
I can't see anything.
Whenever anyone talks about a disease movie, I always think about 28 Days.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's a really good zombie movie. It's pitched as a disease, as a pandemic movie, you know?
This is the one where the guy wakes up in the hospital and everyone's dead, right?
Essentially, yeah.
All right.
But
Yeah.
it's really rapid, extremely rapid.
Yeah, and the survivors are eaten by the non-survivors.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So I just wanted to add, like, I wonder, like, Contagion was a successful movie when it came out in 2011. It did really well. I looked at the money. And now with all the streaming services and the lockdown, I can't imagine this movie is not like. It must have been really successful again. It's just crazy.
what that's really interesting. The movie scene is changing drastically right now. A lot of people are losing a lot of money in certain ways, but in other ways, there was one movie that was released direct to video, and it did like incredibly well.
The
And they
Trolls
didn't.
movie.
Sorry,
Trolls World Tour movie. Trolls.
Trolls. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
They made an insane amount of money releasing Trolls direct to video during the pandemic because everyone watched it, right? I haven't,
Yeah.
but I didn't do it because I didn't like avoid or anything.
Yeah, it was the pay-per-view model of streaming. It didn't go to Netflix. It went like you had to pay to see it. So
Yeah, like it was a shocker, right? When you guys went on and go to get your movies, usually you see them for $6-7 to rent, and then suddenly there's these movies that are $15-20 to rent. What the hell was that, right? But that's what that was, right? That's what was going on.
it's like paying a theater ticket. And I think what Steve's alluding to is that this could ruin theater going out to see a movie because people learn to just stay home.
Well, let's face it, people have big ass screens in their houses now,
Well, sure.
Yeah.
I still want to see a movie at the theater. I do. But yeah, this is a game changer, right? Like big time.
Yeah, it's true.
All right. The next point is in the magazine New Scientist from the article Contagion doesn't skimp on science. It was released in 2011. This is open quote. It's hard to name many Hollywood blockbusters that are invested in the realities of science as Contagion. Although it is by no means flawlessly accurate, it's not a novella documentary. Contagion has been well fact-checked compared to most sciencey blockbusters. Very few Hollywood productions realistically portray the process of science, both its success and frustrations. Excuse me. That's what makes Contagion unique.
All right, so it's realistic. We got real facts going on there.
Yeah. There's the people that wrote this movie really wanted it to.
Yeah.
Authentic.
I agree. I think this is a well done movie. What can you expect? Is a big cast. Very. The budget was huge. I'm sure. And, good job.
Good job, Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Oh, wait, who directed it? Steven Soderbergh.
Soderbergh. Soder, man.
Soder? Soder?
Yeah, Steven Soderbergh.
Soderbergh.
Yeah. I you know what?
I
This
don't know.
person-
Steven, if you could comment, we would be very appreciative. Spell your name phonetically.
Yeah. Well, at
I
least
mean,
it's not one of those. Is it Stefan or is it Steven? Right? We're not in that.
no,
Definitely
Yeah.
Steven. We got the first name right.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yes.
I enjoyed this movie. I
It's very entertaining. I mean, I got to ask you guys, though, did you find this? It like me personally, I found this less scary watching it during a pandemic than when I watched it originally.
Really?
Yes.
I'm of the opposite opinion. I think it
Really?
really echoes what we're going through. And it does a good
Well,
job. Mostly it does a good job of getting across how serious this is to kids. The kids should watch this movie.
You don't feel like knowing that we're in a pandemic and that we're experiencing it right now and not seeing the chaos that we see in that movie.
yes.
It's not comforting at all.
Told
Hmm.
because it could really get terrible if things aren't.
Yeah. If it got as bad as that, that'd be terrifying. But once again, we'll go back to the thing. We're at a 3% mortality rate versus a 30% mortality rate. 10 times more serious, that one,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So it kind of, I felt like, okay, we got lucky. I watched the movie and I'm like, okay, well, the big feared pandemic is finally here. It hit humanity. And I can relax about this movie because prior to us being in the pandemic, I thought, oh God, the pandemic's coming one day and it's going to be like that, right? But it's not like that. We got lucky. We only got a 3% mortality rate versus a 30% like in the movie. So that movie's not as scary anymore because now the world is going to be more prepared for pandemic. So if the one that does 30% comes along, we'll make sure we got PPE, we're going to have PPE.
John, I hope you're right. I really hope you're right. I hope we learn from the lessons of this pandemic.
That we still have stuff stockpiled. The United States particularly still has leftover stuff stockpiled from World War II. So that shows that one day they'll be sitting there going, 50 years from now, they go, we still got N95 masks stockpiled in warehouses because of that pandemic that happened in 2020, right? That's what's going to happen here because we're going to react, we're going to prepare, and we're going to board like people do. Right?
Yeah, but somebody's gonna say, "Oh, we should get rid of it."
Well, it's true. I mean,
or it's not
in our life.
It's just like the flu. Let's not spend money on that. I mean,
yeah.
I think countries have been warned. Like even Canada's been warned about the pandemic situation could happen like a decade ago or whatever. We knew about this.
Sure,
could happen. And we weren't prepared, and not enough, right? We weren't prepared enough.
Right.
Let's hope so. Let's hope we learn from this.
We got to learn something. I mean, we're not complete idiots.
No,
we're close, but not completely.
We're close. Yeah. Anyway, are you guys happy and healthy during this craziness right now?
I'm doing well. I think the wife and I are bickering a little more than usual, but I think that's happening pretty much everywhere. So,
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
I'm with you right there. You're there, John.
Yeah, yeah.
How are you doing? How are you holding in there? You got kids?
He can't. His wife's in the same room as him right now, so he can't.
Oh, okay.
No, she wandered off to bed.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, me and Sherry are doing pretty well.
Good.
We're doing really well. Everyone's happy and healthy. My kids, my animals, my lovely wife.
Awesome.
Yeah, and I really hope our listeners are doing well too.
Absolutely. Everybody's got
everyone stay safe and healthy, and we'll get through this.
Yeah, we'll get through it.
We'll get through it, and one day, maybe not all of us, but most of us will get through it.
Hey, I just say,
That makes
Don't
me
be-
feel better.
don't be a cool idiot. Wash your hands. Follow the rules.
Nice. COVIDiot.
Yeah.
Classy stuff.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we're trying this. We're trying this on Discord right now. We're recording, and we're having limited success. And I'm thinking that we might try a different program next time. But
Hey,
I think it's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, and I can't wait to try other things and maybe even just get together with you guys when the time is right. And our
absolutely.
officials said it's okay.
I noticed that they opened up the parks today. I went by. Geez, man, it looks like I'm sweating on this. But anyways, there's people at the skateboard parks. Some people are acting now like it's over, which is a little scary.
It's a little too soon. It feels a little like it's too soon.
Yeah.
It's because the youth don't feel they're not like, they just don't take it seriously. And what can you do?
You don't want to, start undoing all the crap that they did, You don't want to undo all the precautions that we've already taken.
That's right.
Oh well.
Well,
what can you do?
Should we wrap it up?
Yeah, we should wrap it up. Primarycritical.com. Check it out. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, see ya.